Hi, and welcome to our InDesign tutorial. Some of you may want to use this series of videos to get a chance to look at the way we use InDesign to lay out different elements. This video series will give us a chance to give you the skills you need to work on your gallery exhibit poster. Today we're going to be using this postcard for the 2016 AIA Wisconsin Convention as our basis. This is just a JPEG image, but we are going to lay this out in InDesign. Let's get started. So here we are in the InDesign workspace, and the first thing you may need to do is come up to the Edit menu and come down to the Preferences. Follow the cursor up to General, and over here to Units and Increments. One of the things that you'll want to make sure is that your horizontal and vertical units are set to inches. These are the units that we like to work with. Other fields such as graphic design, like things like points or picas, we as architects, we like inches. Set it to inches and you'll be happy. The second thing we'll do is come up to the File menu, and we're going to open a new document. Now, when you work on your gallery exhibit poster, you won't need to do any of this because I'm giving you the file to start from. But if you should start a document from scratch, the first thing you'll want to do is take a look at your page size. By default, it's an 8.5 by 11. Let's take a look and see what size our postcard wants to be. Here we are back in Photoshop, and if we look at the ruler here, we can see that the width is 4 inches, and the length, let's move this, the length from top to bottom is 6 inches. So we're going to come and select a custom page size, and the width, as we found out, is 4, and the height is 6. We say OK, and we're ready to start. These items here are just non-printing guides that represent margins, and we're not going to worry about these for right now. As we look at our postcard, we see that there is about a 1/8 of an inch border all the way around of white. So we'll go back to InDesign, and we're going to just come over here to the rulers, and we're going to click and drag a guide, and I'm looking up here at the top. We're going to click and drag a guide right onto the 1/8 of an inch line, or in this case that's the 1/4 inch line. So we'll probably want to move that back a bit. Let's undo that. Let's try it again. Click and drag 1/8 inch here. Click and drag one more 1/8 inch on the left hand side. Click and drag from the top 1/8 inch from the top, and click and drag from the top one more all the way down 1/8 inch from the bottom. Now let's check and see if we have these exactly at 1/8 of an inch. One of the things you'll want to make sure of as you watch these videos is to see what command we have selected over here in our toolbar. For example, I'm going to select the selection tool right now, and you'll see that the selection tool is darkened. So if I want to select that guide, I can click on that, and I can come up here to the ribbon, and I can see that it is in fact at 0.125, 1/8 of an inch. If I come over to this one, I can click, and I can see that it's 3.86. Now if I take 4 inches minus 1/8 of an inch, we know that that is 3.875. Check the top, that's 1/8. Check the bottom, 5.875, which is 6 inches minus 1/8. I'm back over here in Photoshop, and I want to find out exactly what color of red this background is going to be. So with my eyedropper, I just click on this, and I can come over here to the foreground color, click on that, and I can see that in RGB we have 179, 41, and 30. We'll use those back over in InDesign. So back over in InDesign, I want to load that custom color into my working environment. So I'm going to come over here to the ribbon of options, and I'm going to click on swatches. Swatches is going to have all of the different colors that you might want to use. And if I want to make a new swatch, I just come down here where it says new swatch, click, and now you see InDesign has made a new swatch for me here. It happened to be a copy of the color I was on. If I double click this, the options dialog box for this swatch appears. Now notice I'm in CMYK mode here, but I got the numbers from the Photoshop document in RGB. No problem. We can just change from CMYK to RGB. If you wrote it down or remembered, we know that we had 179 red, 41 green, and 30 blue. Let's see how that did. That looks about the same color. Okay. Perfect. There's, right over here, is our new swatch. The next thing we'll want to do is start by putting in our overall red background with black border. Now remember, in Adobe products, the background of an object is called fill, and the border of an object is called stroke. Let's go over here and select the rectangle tool. I'm going to click, and I'm going to go right on my guides, and I'm going to click and drag and create a rectangle just like this, and it's going to kind of snap to those guides. So it brought it in as that red color that we wanted, mostly because we had that swatch selected. But even if we didn't have that swatch selected, I can come up here to the fill dialog box and change this to kind of anything I want. If I want it to be green, I can change it to be green. If I want to get it back to the red color we wanted in the first place, there's our red color. Now it's red. What we don't have yet is the proper stroke. And so the stroke is here. Now if we look, we see the stroke is black, which is the color we want, but it's not really showing up on our layout. So I'm going to reselect this. And what this is a matter of just getting a thick enough stroke. Think of this as going from a fine tip marker to a fat marker. If I come up here and I say, oh, maybe I want a 5-point stroke. Now you can see, if I just click over here, we've got a nice black border just like we want. Sometimes in InDesign, all of these guide marks can be a little distracting and make it hard for you to see what you actually have. So when I want to check out what my layout really looks like, I come here to View, Screen Mode, and I come over here to Presentation. click, and it shows you what you've got. In the next video, I'll show you how to insert graphics and text.